This week from AL-Musawat Radio. AL-Musawat Radio is the right place to know everything. Welcome to all of you dear listeners. This is the weekly news coverage coming your way with This Week from AL-Musawat radio station. And the beginning goes with Iraqi delegation visiting Belarus. The Belarusian Commission of Inquiry revealed that an Iraqi delegation visiting Minsk has handed over evidence and information about the mass and secret executions of Iraqi refugees by Polish soldiers on the Polish side of the border with Belarus. According to a statement, the Iraqi side was informed of the information that the investigation concluded with the Polish soldier Chichko about mass executions and a secret burial of refugees killed by the Polish army in the border area on the Polish side of the border with the Republic of Belarus. The Iraqi side obtained information and materials on the conduct and results of the investigation to the criminal case of crimes against humanity, propaganda for war, and willful endangerment of others. Actually, besides facts related to the violations by officials in Poland who committed illegal acts including deportation, cruelty, torture, and willful dereliction of assistance, the matter which led to the death of victims of refugees from Middle Eastern countries including Iraq and Afghanistan. A Human Rights Watch report showed that LGBT people in Iraq are abused by armed groups and Iraqi police with impunity. According to a report by Human Rights Watch and Iraq Queer, the violations included abductions, torture, sexual violence, and killings, with LGBT people raising fears they can be killed. On its side, Iraq's Ministry of Interior denied that security forces are involved in the violations documented in the report. The 86-page report includes interviews with 54 LGBT Iraqis held between June and November of the last year and reveals actually horrific picture of the life of LGBT people in Iraq as they hesitate to report the violations they are exposed due to the loosely defined moral provisions of the Iraqi Penal Code and the absence of authentic regulations and legislations of complaints that can protect them from discrimination. Rachel Keke could become the first cleaner to be elected to the French Parliament by beating former Minister of Sports Roxana Maracineanu, Eastern Paris. Keke is known as she led one of the longest hotel strikes in French history, which succeeded in achieving better pay and conditions for female workers. French Council of State, which is France's highest administrative court, has decided to uphold an earlier ban order on bikini swimsuits in public pools in the city of Grenoble, southeastern France. The City Council of Grenoble had earlier allowed women with burkini the entrance to pools. However, the decision has been strongly opposed by politicians, so that the government intervened by submitting the decision to a competent court, which in turn decided to suspend the decision, while the City Council of Grenoble appealed the decision to French Council of State, which confirmed the ban order. An expert has warned of a human and environmental crisis that could affect the governorate of Basra if the saline tide would move from the sea towards northern Basra areas, the matter which threatens a huge potable water crisis. The expert said that Basra is heading for an environmental crisis if it doesn't receive its water right to move the saline tide of the governorate. When Basra gives oil nationwide, yet it's deprived of water, in a paradox that cannot be condoned, as he pointed out that Basra is exposed to an environmental and human crisis due to the increasing salinity of Shatt al-Arab waters. The expert clarified that Basra people are facing an environmental danger due to the rise of the saline tide in Shatt al-Arab waters. Besides, they are suffering from rising temperatures, as he noted that establishing seawater treatment plants was suggested in order to prevent the flow of the local saline tide, yet unfortunately, the suggestion wasn't taken into consideration by the central government. Moroccan young women who were under sexual harassment have called on to scandalize those involved, with the declaration of 4 judicial complaints were filed against French tycoon Jacques Boutet on Friday, who's under arrest in France on charge of raping a minor. 3 of the 4 complainers, alongside activists of the Moroccan Association for the Rights of Victims, attended a press conference in Tanger, during which the 4 judicial complaints against human trafficking, sexual harassment, and verbal and moral violence were declared, according to what the association member, lawyer Karima Salama, clarified to the AFP. The complainers confirmed that they had been sacked after refusing to give in to sexual harassment and blackmail by Boutet, who run this company, concerning acts they took place between 218 and 222, as these judicial complaints were filed with the Office of the Public Prosecutor in Tanger after similar charges against Boutet in France were revealed. The 20-year-old young woman Diana Moise has carved out a small patch of influence in the male-dominated Kenyan politics in the informal settlement of Kibera in the capital Nairobi, where she lives. Diana Moise is one of many young Kenyans who see the country's forthcoming elections as a way to make money rather than an opportunity to vote for people who could bring about change in her life. For a fee, she seeks out unemployed people to attend electoral rallies, during which she expresses deep happiness to provide her service to any political party, and says that she's excited by the elections because she's getting job from politicians who want to show that they have the support of the people. She also says that politicians are all liars as they flock here like sheep during elections, making promises that they will do a lot and create jobs for youth, yet when you elect them, they do nothing. Egypt's National Council for Women submitted a report to the public prosecution against cleric Mabrouk Atiyah when its head, Maya Morsi, said that such words don't come out from a cleric, as those words are contempt for women and incitement to violence and murder against them, which is a crime punishable by law. The controversial Egyptian cleric Mabrouk Atiyah announced that he would temporarily quit media, saying that he would come back or wouldn't, as this announcement came through Facebook, during which Atiyah said it would be the last meeting, due to a huge wave of strong criticism he faced because of comments over the killing of an Egyptian female student in front of the university by a colleague of her in an incident widely circulated by media as Al-Mansoura girl. Atiyah said in his comment over the incident that shocked the Egyptian public opinion that hijab and decent dress is important for women to avoid harassment, when others considered his comment as a blame upon the victim. Atiyah's comments raised intense backlash against him, as there were demands of preventing him from appearing on media, during which some demanded that he should be prosecuted and put in jail. Major American companies including Disney, JP Morgan, and Facebook's owner Meta have said that they will cover their employees' abortion travel costs when millions of American women are facing abortion restrictions. This decision comes in the wake of a historic order issued by the U.S. Supreme Court, which stipulates that the constitutional right to abortion no longer exists, during which this order would pave the way for the United States to ban abortion. Other companies, such as Amazon, have already announced similar steps, as mounting number of companies have confirmed that they will cover abortion travel costs throughout their employees' health insurance who leave their origin states for abortion. Runner Sydney McLaughlin, 22 years old, broke her own 400-meter hurdles world record at the U.S. Championship in Eugene, Oregon on Saturday. She knocked 500th of a second of the 51.46 seconds mark she set in at the Tokyo Olympics last year. Besides, she holds 2 Olympic gold medals in the 400 by 4 meter relay competitions, and she will compete for the 400 meter World Championship, which is scheduled to be held in the American city of Eugene from the 15th to the 24th of July. The end of this week's news coverage. Stay tuned to Al-Musawat radio station. Please accept the best regards from me, your host, right here behind the mic, Taif najjar, and from the producer right there behind the mixer, Ahmed Salah. Join us next week. Have a nice day and goodbye.